Don't tell nobody. Hey, everybody's looking at me right now. I'm like, why is he up there? I'm up here because I can't be up there. Travel Squad 2 disappeared, man. Don't disappear, man.
Welcome back, YouTube world. Welcome back. Today we got an interesting one in Portugal. Hold on. Let me dab on them real quick. If you're wondering why I'm smiling from ear to ear, you have to know how far I came. Hold on, pause. Dab on them again. How far we came to get here. Some of the people that I've traveled with, they know I'm happy to be in this area and be able to walk around. But this is gonna be an interesting journey. If you're curious about what the excursion is like, press play. Stay tuned. Let's get on this bus and ride out. Let's go.
I'm gonna take the microphone, but not and So we have 9 islands in the Azores. You can find the southern islands, the central group, and the northern group, and then our island. We are here in Ponta Delgada. We are going to the western part of the island. We are going to do this part of the island, okay? We have a large area that we are not able to go right now because we don't have time enough. I'm gonna wear the microphone, okay? So this is our island. Now I'm gonna sit down. Sorry about that.
Let's go. The tour begins.
We are going to one of the oldest parts of the island with 650,000 years. But anyway, the oldest part of this island is the northwest area, where we are going to find 4 million years old volcano land or volcanic area. Actually, these islands are all volcanic islands, except one which is not completely. It's not all of this island, which is the southern island, Santa Maria Island, is not at all a volcanic island. So part of this island, it was brought from the ocean, emerged from the ocean, and it was formed in there by the very old crust of the planet. So we are going to find in this island a lot of it's a natural laboratory where we are going to find a large quantity of fossils and diversified quality of fossils. I'm talking about shellfish, I'm talking about fish and many other species that have more than 8,100,000 years. This is the age of that island. Actually, it's the oldest island of the archipelago, the southern one, which is Santa Maria. As I show you, we are 9 islands divided by 3 main groups. 3 groups. The southern ones, which are Santa Maria and São Miguel. São Miguel is the largest island of Portugal. We have 750 square kilometers in this island, which is the island where we are right now. And the capital of Azores is also this island. It's where we are going to find also the most quantity of people living in the Azores. Only in this island we have 142,000 people living in this island. Okay? All the islands, they are living 238,000 people. The base of these numbers are the census of 2021, last year's census, okay? So, right now, we are going to turn to the west side and directly to the Pico do Carvão, means Coal Peak. What is Coal Peak? Coal Peak is an area where we are going to find the diversified many kinds of different volcanic activity. As I mentioned before, these islands were made by volcanoes. And since we are in the line of the main reach of the Atlantic Ocean, or we call it the fire line or the spot line, the hot spot line of the Atlantic Ocean, where we are going to find the division of the three main plates of the Atlantic crust. So we are going to find that we are in the middle of three main plates, and this is the main division of a Eurasian plate, American plate, and also African, or call it also the Nubian plate. So we are going to find that we are in the middle of these three. They call it, I mean, in terms of volcanology or geologists, they call this area the Azorean platform, or Azorean microplate. We have to understand this, for you know that we are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We are about 1,600 kilometers from Europe, or from Lisbon, if you want to see this way, and we are about 2,800 kilometers from actually from New York, and from that east part of the United States. So this is where you're doing. We are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. This was the main reason to that sometimes we used to have people attacking us. Most of these people were pirates from many parts of the world. Not only English pirates, but also these Portuguese and Spanish pirates. Since the 16th century, we have been people approaching their boats. I mean, sailors approaching their boats into this island to supply their ships with fresh water, and God bless you. And also, and that's what we say. God bless you.
Yeah.
In here, if someone sneezes or health to you,
Yes.
that's what we say in here. That's the same. We are people of immigrants, you know, and from here we have been immigrating not only to United States and Canada, but also to Brazil. Actually, in Brazil, in Santa Catarina, south of Brazil, we have Azorean community. Actually, they sing the same kind in terms of folklore. They sing the same kind of songs that we sing. 300 years after, they maintain the same kind of songs that we used to sing, our folklore, our traditions. And in West Warwick, or even in Massachusetts, you're going to find a lot of people celebrating the same kind of festivities that we are celebrating in our islands. Actually, for you know how long it was, how many people departed from here to United States. From 1950 to 2000, we had 180,000 people departing from here to United States. This is for you know how was to United States and Canada, of course. This is for you know how short is our relation with United States and Canada. Actually, we have been immigrating not to east but to west side of the world. Okay, many of Portuguese are normally they are going to Switzerland, Germany, and to France, and many other parts, Luxembourg. They normally, but in here in the Azores, we normally are going direct, because we start this relationship really soon. For you know, we had a person from the United States that came into the island in 1775. Then in 1776, he turned as the first. He was the first. Thomas Zickling. It was the first American consul of the United States in Portugal, and it was in here in the Azores. In terms of Europe, we are the country that have the oldest frontiers of Europe. This is for you know how old is Portugal. In terms of Azores, for the first time, the Portuguese people set foot in the island in 1427 in Santa Maria Island, and then in 1431 it was this island, São Miguel Island, the largest island of Portugal. Actually, the first settlers arrived also in 1432. They were people, they were convicts in the mainland, and they were transported to these islands to prepare the soil to the others, that the other settlers. That they start arriving around 1434, 1345, and 1440. Actually, these other people, and the settlement started on the east side, southeast side of the island. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there are people in these islands since the 15th century. You will find a lot of pastry area. Okay, why? Because the base of our economy are the dairy products. Is the farming activity and fishing activity. As you will find, we have large areas, large fields prepared to feed the cows, prepared by the men to feed the cows. We are passing by what is the most, we can see where we're going to find the most quantity of cows in the island. It's in this area, because the people that lives in these 2 or 3 areas, I mean, towns, small towns, they live to the lands. They work as farmers. They are farmers, okay? And all of this part of the island, cows, they live 365 days per year in the fields and on the fields. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, in here we have the most natural milk and the most natural and most important, the best quality of milk of Europe. Okay, for you know how we represent our economy in terms of Portuguese production, Azores represent 45% of all Portuguese milk production. Okay, they are in the mainland, they are about 10 million, more than 10 million people, and in here we are only 238. Look at these cows. They live all year long in the field, on the field. Okay, and in here on the right hand side you can find a milk machine, a mobile milk machine. So they bring the milk machines into the pastry area, into the field where they milk the cows. About 10 minutes. Okay, it's a time where I'm going to explain a few things about. We are in the middle of looking to the middle of the island, and from the north to the south we are going to observe about 8 kilometers. It's also the nearest part of the island. Behind there you can see the smoke coming from the ground. That's a geothermal plant over there, okay, on the right hand side. So we are going to try to have
Welcome back, world. Welcome back.
Hi, people.
Check out this view.
You can take your mask off your face, so you can see every.
This view is breathtaking, stunning.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in here you can find the highest mountains of the island. Actually, in the middle, covered by the clouds, we have the first mountain, which is the Fire Mountain, with 947 meters high. Okay, and then back there you have the east side of the island with 1,105 meters high. Okay, so right here you can find the narrowest part of the island, and of course the southern island. Look, Santa Maria Island, the oldest island of the archipelago of Azores. Down there, can you see on this direction? Way down, look. Can you see it? The youngest part of see that mountain about 250,000 years ago was existed, and also this part, because this part have only 650,000 years, and around 55,000 years ago we had a lot of volcanic activity in these areas. Look, we have a strain of volcanic, monogenetic volcanic, which are only promoted by or visited by one single volcanic activity or volcano. We have a strain of kind of hills which are volcanoes. We call it fissural volcanoes. Why? Because they came from fissures or cracks on the rock. Okay.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are now in Portugal. This is Portugal. Let's go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are passing by what is one. We have been passing by what are a few other volcanic. We call it volcanic lagoons. Why? Because they were formed. These lagoons, these lakes, were formed by volcanic collapse. Because these volcanoes collapsed and they form a hole. So there was no place to take the water from, or to take the water from here, unless building a tunnel or something like that. That what happened into into this place that we are going to visit, which is Sete Cidades. It's a large crater. It's a large caldera promoted by two main volcanoes. Beside these volcanoes, we are going to find a few other ones, and we are passing what is one of the highest parts of the island, the oldest part, with 650,000 years old. In terms of geologically, it contains a lot of mixed of volcanic rocks. Actually, we have the basaltic stone, we have the ignite. I'm looking to the time and seeing which part. Okay, Vista do Rei. We are going to the King viewpoint. We are the name of this view or this viewpoint or this belvedere. It's it provided by it came from 1901, when for the first time the King of Portugal, the last King of Portugal, came to visit these islands. I mean, it was the first time he came to the islands. The King of Portugal in 1901, Charles I, and his family. Actually, when he came up here to this mountain, to this point of view, he looked to the people and he said, "This is the point of view that dignifies a king. This is a true point of view of a king." So since that time, since 1901, we start calling the king view. Okay, so this is for you know where we are going and why we call it the king. We are going to find inside of this crater, we are going to find more than 3 lakes. I mean, we are going to find 4 lakes. Actually, the Santiago Lake, the Blue Lake, which is the farthest one that we can see it, and we have also the horses. Oh, and that's you can see Terceira Island. It takes about 35. Oh, this is the first. Isso é a primeira vez que eu vi a descer assim, tão clean.
Good morning, world. Check this out, man. You all want to see this view right here. It's killer. This view right here is to die for. Welcome to Portugal. Check out this view. Let's go. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to sit there and act like we didn't hear that. That sounded like congestion, like she had a couple loogies in her throat. Do not get caught lacking. Wear your mask. And all right, temperature out here is probably about
I want to say 60 degrees right now. The altitude is high, but the joy in the air is even better, man. This is one of these things where you see one time in your life, and you might want to visit it and see it again, man. Portugal, my first thoughts, stunning, amazing, beautiful. And check this out. There's tourists out here, but there's not too many. Come now. Don't wait till later, man. This place is going to be packed, man. Oh my God. Killer. So I'm going to show you one more time, and we're going to stop at the next vantage point.
So there have been
Excuse me, sir.
also other kind of
Gentlemen, this is where you should not build a hotel. You just messed up the habitat right here. Huh? Oh, you're in it now.
Damn it.
So bye, Felicia.
Fancy meeting you here.
I want to show you all this. You also see this, all these beautiful flowers. Look, they're up here to water it. I don't know what type of ingredients he has, but check it out even over here. Your beautiful flowers. This is an amazing sight, y'all. Amazing. But what I want to do, I want to visit that city down there. We're gonna go. Hey y'all, check out the earth, the clay, man. This is that Georgia red right here. And we're in Portugal. If you're from the state of Georgia, you know this dirt. It does not come out of clothes real good. Very red, indigo. But we were walking. Look at this wood. So like I was saying, man, I tell y'all to come down here right now because I promise you in months, it's going to be so many tourists to where it might be not the same experience. Look at the hotel that was abandoned. This is one of the best views everywhere. But this should not probably be built here. That's why they abandoned it. Parquet. Parqueyetas. That's the way to move right there. I should have rode a bike down here, man. That is the way to move. But we're on these buses. It's just as cool. Let me find the right one. Or shall we get on a different one? Let's go.
This bus that they came from Portugal. I mean, their ancestors are Portuguese or people from other parts of Portugal. For example, in the island, some people, I mean, in the Azores, we have 9 islands, as I mentioned before. We have 9 islands. The first people who came into the islands, they were not only Portuguese people, okay? They were people from other parts in Europe. We had Flemish, we had Gypsies, we had Moors, we had a lot of people. For example, I told you a few minutes ago that I'm a typical Portuguese, or not quite a Portuguese. I'm a typical Iberian. My DNA, I've been studying my DNA. I can tell you that my ancestors are from the Iberians. That means I'm from the center of half of Portuguese, half Spanish. Okay.
We do a version of father, but our version of father is different.
This is breathtaking, y'all.
Father is fado became those.
And look at this wood.
Lisbon streets. Right. Okay. When I say Lisbon streets, that whole area where the sailors used to.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm assuming this right here is natural volcanic hot springs. I want to go down there and touch it, but I think the lower we'll go, we'll get closer. I want to see if it's actually warm. But as you can see, beautiful. All right, on to the next thing.
Let me remember the lyrics. O chá, this is typical fado. O chá de minha mãe que me aquecia com carinho. O chá de minha mãe que me aquecia com carinho. Mais tarde servi também para agasalhar o meu filhinho. Mais tarde servi também para agasalhar o meu filhinho. This is the typical fado from the mainland, okay? Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As you can see, it have a kind of a sad song, you know, but kind of it tells a story of someone that was lost. So, and the Azorean fado, which is not a fado, it's a kind of typical sound of Azores. It's like this. Let me remember the lyrics. Morte que mataste, lira. Morte que mataste, lira. Morte que mataste, lira. Mata-me a mim que eu sou teu. Veio pastor lá da serra, à minha porta bateu. Veio trazer por notícia que a minha lira morreu. This is the typical songs of Azores, from São Miguel Island, from many other islands. Well, this is for you see the difference, okay? And we have different kind of songs, and the mainland, it's kind of more sad, talks about your destiny. This one, it's a more kind of memory of someone, you know, someone we lost, someone we had, and then for some kind of situation we lost. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been passing by what is the bridge, and this bridge, it's the connection between these two lakes. It's the shallow area of this area. As you can see, we are having high levels of water in the lakes, so they are probably they have been taking the water outside, because we are going to see how the difference is between 1930, because this area used to be water, okay? So as I mentioned before, we are in this town which is owned by the people that are that house that we pass by, we call it the big house, or the Casa Grande. It's where that house belongs to. On the left hand side we pass by a big house, and actually we are going to find in here that all of this, well, as you can see, we are in this town. This town is owned by, all the lands that we are passing by, and all these streets belong to one single family.
Ladies and gentlemen, so right now we are at the base, or the interior of the crater. This kind of reminds me of when I used to live in Hawaii. It was called AMR, Alemano Military Reserve. And basically that was a crater, and I feel like right now we're in the crater. We're in the interior of the volcano. But which way should we go? Central. Junta de Fugacia, Casa de Polo, Irigara. Which one should we go to? We shall see. But I want to give you all a fun fact. Hold on, let me turn my camera around. 1 second, stand by. All right, so if y'all watch any of my vlogs, any country I go to get a history lesson, and you all just heard from a man that's from Portugal. So listen to me, you Americans, stop teaching fake history. I don't want to hear it no more. You say Moors didn't look like me, or they don't look like me, or they didn't have beautiful melanin, they weren't protected by the sun. Whoa, bucko. All right, sorry I went off topic for a second, but I had to have a private conversation with the tour guide because I heard somebody else mention something like this on the tour, and I was like, that's false, but I wouldn't say it in public. But let's get back to our happy place and continue this tour. Video coming soon. So we're in the hood corner store. Where we at? What we got down there? They got all type of breads, pizza, and look what's on the panel. They got all type of drinks. I was trying not to be bougie and get coffee, but everybody else is grabbing beer. Maybe it's beer 30. Got all type of breads.
Yes.
All right, we gotta get back to the bus. Let's go.
1755, we had a lot of pirates attacking 6 small towns around this, in the shoreline. And then the people from that area start running from there because these pirates from Argelia, from the north side of Africa, these Argelians, these pirates, they used to attack not only the ships but also these small towns near the shoreline. So what happened, the people from there start running from their towns into this area because it was much safer to live inside of this crater than live on the shoreline. By the way, it was much work. They needed to work a little bit more to maintain the land with conditions to produce wheat and rye. So what we have over here, we have the people they came inside of these 7 cities. They came from these 6 small towns that were on the shoreline. So that's why they call it this town the 7th city. And things have been changing in terms of names, and now we call it 7 cities, only this town. On the right hand side, you will find another part of the island, which is the western part of the island. It's where we are going to find a small town which was attacked for several times. And why these pirates used to approach themselves on this island? Because we used to supply the ships carried with gold from South America and Central America. The Spanish used to stop over here, okay, and not only bringing gold to the crown of Spain, but also remember this: from Spain, from Central America and South America, they brought cochonilla, this ink bug. You know, the white fly, the orange white, we call it orange white fly because of this cochonilla, which was the most rich time during 300 years. They used to bring this bug from this insect, or it's a coccus, scientifically it's a coccus. So, and it was brought by the Spanish to produce a kind of red light ink. Okay, I don't know if you know this kind of situation, but it was very important for the Spanish economy. And they used to approach themselves of the islands, and they used to supply their ships in the island, not only to go to the New World, as we used to call it, the North and South America, but also to return from the New World and finish their trips into Europe. So normally they used to stop over here. That's why we had plague over here, black plague, okay, that in the island, because it was a ship that came into the island and unfortunately brought a few sailors with this disease. And that's why we had a short connection with other people. That's why look, in São Miguel Island, in this island, we have a different Portuguese accent. Our accent, it's so much different from the mainland. Actually, we still have words that they don't use anymore. I mean, mainland Portugal don't use the words that we use, because our Portuguese, it's a kind of a very, very old Portuguese language. We have words that are the most antique words that they used to use in, for example, in 17th, 15th century. Okay, they are so beautiful. Small chicken with their children. I mean, it was very interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is for how was this kind of the differences between the mainland and outside. I've been seeing a few these two for you to see the difference between our fado and their fado. There are a lot of differences between it. Anyway, in terms of politics, we are like a state of United States, but we don't belong to United States, of course. We belong to Portuguese government. We are Portuguese, but we are like a state. We are autonomous region. We have our own laws, or we adapt the Portuguese laws to our own reality, or the European laws to our own reality, and we work as a state.
Check out this view. Amazing. I have to ask him. I don't know, but look at this land over here. It's beautiful and it looks impeccable. I mean, they take care of their land out here. I have to ask him, are crops being grown there, or like what type of crops? I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit for y'all. But you see how beautiful this land is, man? Do y'all see how beautifully the land is kept and maintained? I wonder, what are they growing there? Is it wheat? Hold on, it might be hops and barley. Look at this grass. This might be beer country. But I'm definitely gonna ask them for y'all, and we're gonna learn together. But let's go. Let's keep walking. Do y'all think I should get on this ledge and start walking? I don't want to start acting a fool. I usually get kicked off tours. One time a trip. This might be the vantage point to where I'm willing to get kicked off right here. I'll walk around this little terrace right here. Get the best view for y'all. Alright, we're gonna do it in like, give me 5 seconds, we're gonna do it. Michael, again. Ah, yeah.
And in June they just plant, they seed corn. They collect the corn and they just again seed the grass.
So some of these are crops. That's why they're so beautifully manicured.
Yes.
Okay. Like wheat or
Wheat.
wheat and corn.
In corn.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So there y'all hear it. They're growing stuff out here. That's why it looks. I'll tell you what. I've never seen nothing like this in the United States.
Good question, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, they have to be growing something. It's manicured beautifully.
Yeah.
Well, there y'all have it. Crops. Big money. But I like to own something just like over there. Let me have my own little plot of grass. I wish my grass in my yard looks like this. It doesn't. I got that centipede grass. But I want that Bermuda grass. Shout out to y'all homeowners if y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, let's get up here. Pause. I might get kicked out. Don't tell nobody. Hey, everybody's looking at me right now. They're like, why is he up there? I'm up here because I can't be up here. I'm Travel Squad 2 days with pier, man. Don't forget the pier, man. Period. I got the best vantage point. I'm always getting in trouble, man, for y'all. This view. Look where we're at. We on top. They're looking at me right now. They're telling me to get down. Get down. No. We're gonna stay up here, y'all. I do this for the people, man. I do this for y'all, man. I do this for y'all. Let's go off the beaten grass. Let's cross over there. Hold on, stand by. We're about to jump down. Let's jump down. Hopefully I don't get hurt. Pause. Oh, they did it too? They ain't supposed to be over there. All right, time to get down. Let's go.
In Spain, we only say vámonos.
Vámonos.
Okay,
Yeah.
vámonos. English, it's much difficult. No, I'm sorry, Portuguese, it's much difficult because we sometimes, to say one single thing, we have to use 2 or 3 words. For example, vámonos embora. Vámonos in Spanish. In Portuguese, in English, let's go. Okay? But in Portuguese, vamos embora. Okay? For example, obrigado. Obrigado means thank you. But look, obrigado means I'm obeyed. I have to obey you.
I'm obliged.
Okay? I'm
Obliged.
I'm obliged. That's the right term, okay? So what that means? That means that you did something for me. So I have to do something for you. Okay? It's a kind of trade of favors. Okay? I'm obeyed, I'm obliged to you. Okay? So actually Portuguese is so much complicated like the French. French from France. French is a French language from France. It came from the same kind, like adjectives and pronouns and everything. It's similar. For example, for some French people, it's much easier to speak Portuguese than English. And even for the Portuguese people, sometimes it's much easier because in terms of grammar, it look alike, okay? But in terms of words, Spanish and Portuguese, they are similar. There are only the accent, sometimes it's different. For example, there are words there are words that gracias means thank you or means obrigado, but anciently this Spanish word was much used in Portuguese than in Spanish. I'm gonna tell you, let me tell you about that. On the right hand side you have a structure up there in that hill that was a windmill, sorry. Since we don't have creeks around here, since we don't have, and actually we don't have rivers or little rivers, the people that established in this area, they came from the north side of Europe, from the French Britain. So they established around here and they brought their own traditions. So they built what they used to do. So they brought the windmills tradition. All these people around here in these small parishes, these small towns, they use it. The windmills. You are going to find a kind of shelters or a kind of a small stone houses that actually they were the first kind of houses that we built. Small chapels like this one, churches. You're going to find a lot of churches on the island, and it's really interesting to know that all the churches look alike. And why? Because the Portuguese, with the first settlers, not the first 60 people, convicts that arrived into the island, okay? Because these convicts came to the island only to the purpose, with the objective and with the goal to clean the place for the landlords arrive, okay? So we are going to find that with the first settlers after 1432 arrived also the monks, the Franciscan monks, and with them they used to build the churches like the way we are going to see. They look alike, all the churches look alike, white and black because of the black stone, and with the tower on the side or in the middle. That was a typical kind of churches. If you see one from outside, you almost see everyone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope that you all have enjoyed the beautiful views out here and the conversations. This tour guide is an excellent tour guide. He knew his history, he knew his stuff. So that always makes for a good deal. If you have mobility issues, this right here is your tour for you. It's not a lot of walking, but you still get to see a lot of great sights. This wasn't the original tour that I had planned, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. Let's keep going.
All right, so we're wine and cheese tasting right now. Excuse me. Hey, I want to warn y'all once again, wear your mask. I know y'all heard that. We're in the food environment now. This lady been coughing on me all day. I'm not trying to get sick. It will suck to get sick inside of another country. You know what they do to you? I'll tell you what, get sick and you'll find out. I met a couple people that got sick down here. Wear your mask. You need to go spit them loogies out or something. That bothered me. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, so this is what it is. Wine and cheese tasting in Portugal. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at this beautiful wine tasting right now. How do y'all do it? I'm not a wine taster. I drink beer. Burr. Pretty good. Let's continue. Check this out. Insert credit card here. These are like empanadas. Shall we try one? We'll see. Foreign. Local beer. Portugal.
So I had the.
And this is the local beer. Local beer on the streets. Gotta quench your thirst. Sagres. Tastes like Miller Lite.
Is there something that I should try as far as drink?
It's good. This one's for y'all. Cheers.
Got to give a shout out to Loopsy. Another fire beat, man. Appreciate you. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you were out here rocking out with me. And remember, my videos are powered by your likes, views, and shares. Go ahead and subscribe, man. Let's run these subscribers up. I appreciate y'all. Till next time, where to next? Who knows, but I'm Travel Squad 2 season period. Where I go, you go. What I know, you know. Till next time. Peace and blessings. Be easy. Oh, P.S. To the other travelers, drop a comment if you see yourself in the video. I'll holler at y'all next time, man. It's a small world when you're traveling. We might run into each other again. Out.